This is my STEM Resources Reviews by Nicole Shoemaker for ACPE 655. So the first resource I picked was my movie, and this was an easy one. I picked The Martian with Matt Damon. It's based on a book by Andy Weir. The premise of the movie is that NASA's mission to Mars goes slightly awry, and Mark Wattley gets left behind alone on Mars. So he basically has to decide to either die on Mars or figure out how to survive. I like this movie because you kind of get to experience all the highs and lows as he works to figure out what he needs to do to survive. Definitely shows a growth mindset. Fits my STEM identity because I've always loved anything related to space. I grew up during the time that NASA was looking for a teacher to send on a shuttle mission, which of course was the Challenger launch that exploded on launch. Kind of stuck with me. I read and listen to anything related to NASA that I can. My favorite quotes from the movie are, at one point Mark Wattley says, "You do the math. You solve one problem and you solve the next one and then the next one, and if you solve enough problems, you get to go home." And another is, as he's figuring out that he's been left behind and he's calculating what resources he has available and how long it's going to take NASA to send somebody back for him, he says, "So in the face of the overwhelming odds, I'm left with only one option. I'm going to have to science the heck out of this." That's edited slightly for PG content. For my visit, I actually did a virtual tour a little differently. I picked the wildlife live cams that are all around Pennsylvania. So this is a list of the live cams that you can watch. There are bald eagle nests, red-tailed hawk nests, snow geese migration cams, peregrine falcons, and black bear cams, just in our basic area. Of course, it's seasonal, so some of them are more interesting than others at different times. So this is some footage I captured this morning in the PA farm country bald eagle nest. There are 2 eaglets, and if you check on them from time to time, you'll see both the parents coming and going, bringing the eaglets food, and you'll see the eaglets trying to kind of get used to their legs and their wings and all of that kind of stuff. I like to have these on as kids are coming and going in my classroom on arrival and dismissal so that they can just check up on them on a regular basis. This last link at the bottom also shows all the live cams that are all around the United States and into the Caribbean, and most of them are wildlife, but there are some others where you can just watch the ocean, or you can watch the comings and goings of a city, or the progress building a new big bridge, or something like that. For my book, I picked a biography of Nikola Tesla. I think he's an interesting character because he does get credit for lots of inventions and contributions in multiple fields, but there are also ideas and inventions that he didn't get credit for that other people were given credit. He didn't really care about the notoriety or the money. This book specifically focuses on what we consider a genius and what makes someone a genius. The question is it really about IQ or intelligence, or is it about a combination of characteristics? According to this novel, one of the key components is imagination. So this fits my STEM identity because it shows that anyone can make an amazing contribution with imagination, passion, and determination, which is what we try to show our kids. For my podcast, I chose 60 Second Science by Scientific American. These are daily podcasts on a variety of topics by a variety of presenters. They're not all 60 seconds, but they are very short. A recent podcast that I listened to discussed the chemistry behind why sea turtles are attracted to and eat so much plastic garbage in the ocean. Scientists believe that part of the reason why they're attracted to plastic is the smell of it actually reminds them of a food odor. Combine that with the fact that plastic very easily accumulates microscopic organisms in the ocean, and so the turtles believe that this is a food source by smell, and so they actually actively seek it out and eat the plastic that oftentimes kills them. This fits my STEM identity because I like to know a little bit about a lot of different topics and because I don't have a lot of free time. So those are my 4 STEM resources. I hope you enjoyed them.